On December 4th, 1872, the British brigantine Dei Gratia spotted another ship drifting aimlessly in the Atlantic Ocean, halfway between Portugal and the Azores. The vessel's sails were partially set. It wasn't signaling distress, but something felt off. That ship was the Mary Celeste, and when the crew of the Dei Gratia boarded her, they found a scene that has baffled historians for over 150 years. The Mary Celeste was seaworthy. Her cargo of 1,701 barrels of industrial alcohol was intact, except for a few barrels that were empty. The crew's personal belongings, navigation equipment, and even sewing machines and musical instruments were still there. There was food and water for 6 months. The lifeboat, however, was gone, and so was every single person on board. Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and 7 crew members. There were no signs of struggle. No blood, no storm damage, just a fully functioning ship without the people who were supposed to be sailing it. The Mary Celeste had set sail from New York City on November 7th, bound for Genoa, Italy. The Dei Gratia, captained by a friend of Briggs named David Morehouse, had left New York about a week later, following a similar route. When Morehouse found the abandoned ship, he divided his crew and sailed the Mary Celeste to Gibraltar for salvage proceedings. That's when rumors began to spread. Some claimed the crew had gotten drunk on the cargo and mutinied, but the industrial alcohol was poisonous to drink. Others suspected pirates, but nothing was stolen. The court even considered the possibility of insurance fraud, but no credible evidence emerged. One theory is that Captain Briggs ordered the crew to abandon ship after seeing water in the bilge and fearing an explosion from alcohol vapors. But the ship wasn't in immediate danger, and the lifeboat would have been far less safe than staying aboard. Another idea, they were swept overboard by a sudden seaquake or waterspout. In the decades since, explanations have ranged from the plausible to the bizarre, from sudden rogue waves to an attack by a giant squid to alien abduction. What we do know is that no one from the Mary Celeste was ever seen again. Well, before we explore the strangest theories, a quick note. If you like diving into history's biggest mysteries, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. I cover the kind of stories that textbooks leave out, and trust me, there are plenty more to come. One of the more grounded theories emerged in 2007 when researchers suggested that fumes from the alcohol cargo could have escaped from the barrels due to a manufacturing flaw. Her spark might have caused a brief but harmless explosion, enough to terrify the crew into abandoning ship temporarily. If they tied the lifeboat to the Mary Celeste with a rope, it could have broken loose, leaving them stranded in open water. But here's the haunting part. Without survivors, we'll never know the truth. All we have is a ghost ship, a logbook that stopped abruptly 10 days before discovery, and a mystery that refuses to fade. I think what makes the Mary Celeste so gripping isn't just the mystery of where the crew went. It's how utterly ordinary their voyage seemed until it wasn't. This wasn't a cursed ship on its maiden voyage, or a crew with a history of trouble. It was an everyday crossing that turned into an unsolvable riddle. It's the same unsettling feeling as when a friend stops answering messages without explanation. You replay every interaction in your head, searching for a clue you might have missed. The Mary Celeste is that feeling, scaled up to the size of the Atlantic Ocean. And maybe that's why it still captures imaginations today. Because sometimes the scariest part of a story isn't what happened, it's never knowing.